Hello everyone, welcome to a new video again. We're on a roll, third video in a row. Welcome to your one-stop guide to creating a unique proposition, to generating more profit, and to collect better clients, essentially. It's a major pain point and bottleneck for a lot of the companies that we work with and that I speak to. And yeah, it's just overall, they don't know who their best client is, who they should sell to, how they essentially generate demand for their services. So yeah, the title says it all, and I want to kick this off with a question, and that relates to what I just said. I want you to have a think about who is my best client, and I want that to be more specific. And if you are not able to do that in a specific way, then that means that you need to work on that. But I want that to be more specific than we want to work with small to medium-sized businesses that are aware of their problems and know that they can solve it with software. That is not an outline of the people that are the businesses that you should work with. Like, you should know that on a level, like, I'll keep it to ourselves, but like, we do our best work with software development companies that are established, that have anywhere between like 15 to 75 employees, where they struggle with stuff like not knowing who their best clients are. Founder is responsible for the sales process. They don't have a clear value proposition, which doesn't allow them to generate demand for their services. They struggle with long sales cycles, and they struggle with needing to compete on pricing. They essentially, like, business veterans are responsible for generating new demand and for making sure that new revenue goals are hit. And like, I want you to sort of have a think about what I'm trying to get to, the level of pain points that you know of your clients is a deciding factor in how well your business is going to do on generating new business, essentially. Like, you want to go really deeply on, okay, I know that, for example, for us again, like founders, CEOs, owners, etc., struggle with, for example, the pain points that I just mentioned. Of course, it's more, but yeah, this is not a video about us, but then you know, like, who to sell to, who is my client, what do they want to achieve. They want to achieve higher business valuation, they want to achieve freedom, they want to achieve not a dependency on them as a person or as an individual, etc. So I want you to do work and get like that familiar with your clients and your potential clients, essentially. Because like I said, loads of the people that I speak to do not have a clue on who they want to work with, and they try to be everything to everyone, which essentially, end of the day, makes them nothing to no one. Because yeah, it's just, if you do software development for every business on earth, or for like 10 different verticals or whatever, then essentially you're just a commodity, because there are thousands of businesses probably in your, I don't know, close area that do the exact same. For yourself, how to get an understanding of, hey, am I actually struggling with this? Usually you are competing on price, because like I said, there are countless of other businesses that do the exact same as you, and people just go around and ask for proposals and whatever, and then they just like cross-reference all of the proposals, and usually they go for the cheapest one, and they go back to you with, hey, you're not the one because you weren't the cheapest one. Then you're like, okay, yeah, I can drop prices, blah, 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 blah. Not ideal to do, because it will mess up, I'm not going to use that word, but it will mess up a lot of things within the business. Long sales cycles, again, because people don't have the urge to actually make a move, because you don't provide enough value, or you are not good enough in conveying and showcasing the ROI that your service to deliver. You are not able to define who your best clients are, and when someone asks you like, hey, who do you work with, where do you deliver the best and the most value, it is an explanation like I gave in the start. And also, every single client is different, which not for everyone, but for some businesses, like, sort of increases the complexity on their back end, because you have so many different clients that you need to work with. And of course, code is code. It doesn't matter if you write it for industry A or industry B, but there's a very big discrepancy usually between multiple different businesses, their hierarchy, the way that they work, the people that you work with, etc., etc. So for some businesses that I speak to, that also increases the complexity of their backend. That's just what it is. And for us, like, we have one way of figuring out who you should sell to, what your offer should be, and what your value proposition should be. And that is something that you should not do based on gut feeling. Like, you shouldn't go out there and think, okay, yeah, we've worked with these types of businesses and I think that we are best at that. And I think, yeah, we should sell into this market. You should do this like as an army general, making sure that you validate everything and get rid of what you can't validate. And like, for us, this starts with getting insights into your case studies. That is the sort of the actual start of this process. And why we do that is because if you have solved a specific problem for 10 businesses in the same industry, then what you should do is, and I'm going to blow your mind, look for companies that look like your existing clients, check if they have the same needs, and then reach out to those similar businesses. And I don't know why many companies don't do this, but usually there is a specific trend in, hey, we have a little more case studies in that area, we have better experience working with those types of companies, we have, I don't know, a bigger network in that industry, but they are not actively working towards engaging that industry. If you have helped 10 healthcare companies in the last 5 years and you have achieved quantifiable outcomes for them, which is something that I'll get into, then you should just reach out to more healthcare companies and show them the results that you've gotten for others and start defining if there is a need within those companies. So it's not too complicated. Of course, the execution is not easy, but many people just don't view it in that way. So I want you to put together a list of all of your successful case studies over the last few years. Like, don't go back 15 years because that shit is irrelevant at the moment. But I want you to make a list of the best case studies that you have over the last few years. Then you are going to answer these questions. Yes, this takes some work, but this is the foundation of making sure that you don't have those questions around, hey, who should we sell to? Making sure that you don't have to compete on pricing because you are judged based on the value that you deliver. And of course, you should be willing to do some work to get into that state and to get that outcome. So I want you to answer all of these questions. And this will help you with then sort of defining, like, hey, what markets make the most sense? Like I mentioned, if you have 10 case studies in healthcare, which then all of the answers to these questions are positive ones and are good ones, then you know that you should then start reaching out to that healthcare industry, and you can sort of start prioritizing, hey, who are we going to reach out to? Who should we work with? Because, again, like I said, you don't want to do that based on gut feeling. So start defining those trends, prioritize your markets and your ICPs, and that's all based on these questions. So again, this is not a gut feeling, this is actual data. Like, you should do this based on actual data. And from there on, what we are going to do is, this is a video that I've linked. I will link this video in the description of this video, if that still makes sense, because I already created a solid video on what you do after you have collected those case studies. But it's essentially making sure that you align the market needs. So you start digging into, hey, what does the market need? What do they want to achieve, et cetera, with what are our current case studies, and are they sort of not aligned at the moment, and how do we get them aligned so that you know that you are able to build specific sub offers for each individual industry. And then I've also included a document of, hey, how do we, so feel free to pause the video, and I'll also link this in the comment section or in the description of the video if that is doable, if I can publish the document. And from there, start building an actual offer instead of we do software development. Start building an offer like this. We help engineering companies work 28% more efficiently in less than 12 months without your team spending time on optimizing processes. That is a sub offer, and that is something that you will collect from your case studies and from speaking to your clients. If you see we've worked with 5 engineering companies, go ask your clients, what quantifiable outcomes did you get from the work that we delivered, in what time frame, and what did that allow you to do? Okay, we increased our efficiency in a matter of 8 months. That allowed us to use our current staff way more efficiently, which end of the day generated X amount of extra revenue. that is a sub offer on its own. Then what we start doing is reaching out to individuals within engineering companies that have the end responsibility of increasing efficiency, decreasing overhead, increasing revenue, etc. And what we then do is build a value asset around, hey, this is how we helped this engineering company achieve X outcome. Do you want to see this? Yes or no? And then start converting them into calls. So that is a very high level overview of the process that we take our clients through. But yeah, that is the way that you should think of this exact process. So if you want more insights into then how actually you should sort of align the market needs with your case studies, then yeah, go ahead and watch this video going over that in detail. So that's it for this video at the moment. I think like this is a very good exercise to do if you have some time over the weekend or whatever, then start doing this, because this will give you a lot of clarity on, hey, who should we work with end of the day. So yeah, that's that. Thanks for being here today again, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video.